got some good competition. Now again, these kids will be racing these giant footballs, dribbling them in and out of the cones. Once they get there, they're going to dribble them all the way back. The first team and the first side. Now come back. Fans, they need you loud. Make some noise here, team. It's gotta come back. It's gotta come back. Uh-oh. It's a race now. The first team back. First team back. Go, go, go. West side, make some noise. East side, they're battling. East side, oh, they're struggling. They're struggling. They're halftime and pregame action.
Year in, year out, this is one of the best rivalries in the USL Championship's Western Conference tonight. It's another chapter of Phoenix Rising and Orange County. Tonight's Indigenous Peoples Night is presented by Circle K. With Kylan Mills, I'm Josh Eastern. Thanks so much for being with us. A look at the standings and plenty on the line coming into play here tonight.
Both these teams looking to punch their ticket to the postseason. For Phoenix, it's win and they are in. That is the dream for any team playing in a competitive sport. They control their own destiny. How they play tonight is going to have a major impact moving forward. For Orange County, it's going to be dependent on how other teams finish. If they win, they do have a chance to secure a spot, but if not, they'll get another opportunity and they will continue to carry that positive momentum forward. They want to get a win and to try to position themselves well, regardless of how other teams do moving forward into the postseason.
And of course, the 7-match unbeaten streak for Phoenix, their longest since 2021, and getting a big result last week in Darius Formella. He is our game changer, presented by Hope High School Online.
This Phoenix team is playing so well right now. Formella, a big reason why, since being traded to this organization in late July from the Oakland Roots, he has made an impact. Formella is a player who can score in a lot of different ways. He's good at making runs off the ball, very composed in terms of his finishes. He scored in 2 of the last 3 matches and will look to put one in the back of the net tonight.
On the other side for Orange County, 2 straight losses after they went on that 9-match unbeaten streak that included 8 wins. They just need to get things going again at this time of the season.
Orange County just has to focus on themselves and what they want to execute well. And a player who has the potential to lead the charge is Milan Alaski. The forward is elite on set pieces. Just watch this. He can put it in on a dime. Good technical ability on the ball. He works well in tight spaces, can work well in combination play as he does so right here. And then another player who is very composed in and around the 18. He will put it away if you give him any sliver of space. Alaski going to look to put Orange County back on the right track.
Oh, we will see what gives tonight. It's always a tight one between Phoenix and Orange County. Phoenix got the win in Irvine earlier this year, and now we'll see the response. The 2023 Phoenix Rising season is brought to you by Equality Health.
Equality Health is giving doctors more time to be doctors, so they can give you the care you deserve. Ask if your doctor is part of the Equality Health Network today. Equality Health. Caring is back.
1 down, 9 to go.
Hey, what are you doing out here?
I just had something picked up.
Oh my gosh, I'm having something delivered.
Carvana.
You know Carvana. Searched it, bought it, scheduled it. And here it is.
You think Carvana's good for buying? You should try selling one.
Oh my gosh, it's almost identical. You gotta have backup, you know what I say.
Good job, hun.
Thanks. Woo! I loved it once and I love it twice. Where is the other one?
Buy
Or sell.
your car with Carvana today.
Across the green desert to where the mountains touch the sky. This is Sanderson Ford Country, where Arizona's pride. Sanderson Ford Country, built on serving you. Sanderson Ford, satisfaction in fellow fighters there. Where Arizona's pride. Sanderson Ford.
Join Arizona's only professional soccer club as it goes head-to-head with New Mexico United at the team's new home. Visit phxrisingfc.com or call 623-594-9606 for ticket information.
Tonight's broadcast of Phoenix Rising FC is presented by Equality Health. Carvana will drive you happy, and by NAU Nationwide. Looking at tonight's starting lineups, we'll start with Phoenix Rising and Juan Guerra. 3 changes, and I know you want to mention no Carlos Harvey tonight.
Big absence from the midfield. Harvey typically playing in a true 8 role is the connector, facilitator, covers a lot of ground, that box-to-box midfielder who usually is facilitating. So it'll be interesting to see exactly how this midfield adjusts with Zambrano and Hernandez looking like they might be playing more of a dual 6 role. So that changes a little bit of the dynamic, but still this Phoenix team is going to want to stick to what they do well. They possess the ball, look for those moments and opportunities to press, and they also are very efficient when they create chances in the attack.
On the other side for Orange County and Morton Carlson, 3 changes, including in goal. Eric Lopez moves to the bench. It's Colin Shuttler back in between the sticks.
Very interesting to see what Shuttler can do. He is a good shot stopper, good with his feet. It's going to be interesting to see how much this Phoenix Rising team tests him because they're coming in very hot. They've been scoring a lot of goals during the 7-game unbeaten streak. So keep an eye on him to see exactly how he handles that because shifting back and forth between goalkeepers can also throw off the back line. It is a huge difference between goalie to goalie in terms of the communication, how exactly they want to command the back line. So when you have players moving in and out of the starting lineup, specifically between the pipes, it can create a little bit of a wave amongst the entire team. So we'll see how Orange County's back line handles it as well. They're going to have to be really sharp with the way that Phoenix has been playing and the way they've been attacking. They are top 5 in the league in terms of conversion rate. When they create chances, they are finishing them.
Let's take a look at tonight's availability report. It is brought to you by Spooner. And of course, still no Niall Dunn. Gabby Torres remains out. No injuries reported for Orange County as we get set for play here tonight under the moonlight, under the floodlights here at Phoenix Rising Stadium at 38th Street and Washington. There is our referee, former USL Championship Referee of the Year, Matt Thompson. He's the man in the middle tonight.
So much on the line in this matchup. I mean, call it the Wild West because the Western Conference completely up for grabs. Only 2 teams have solidified their spot in the postseason. Phoenix knocking on the door, but they need 3 points tonight. They have the opportunity to control their own destiny. This is exactly the situation they want to be in. They're going up against rivals on their home field. This is exactly what you live for as an athlete.
And we are underway here tonight. It's Phoenix in red. And it is Orange County in orange as we get this one underway. Closing out the night in the USL Championship. We'll keep you updated on all of the other happenings around the league. Plenty of movement in the playoff picture. Already tonight, Colorado Springs and RGV finished in a 1-1 draw. So that has moved Colorado Springs onto 47 points. That is level with Phoenix Rising coming into this game here tonight. And of course, the big talking point is about potentially clinching a playoff spot, but clinching a home playoff berth as well. Can't quite clinch that tonight, but a win tonight will go a long way for both of these teams.
Being able to solidify your spot in the postseason, that's the first step. Then you start to look at what would it mean to get that home field advantage. But for Orange County, they've got to get back on the right track. They haven't won in 3 straight matches. They lost their last 2, and their last match specifically, a 4-0 loss. Not the momentum you want to be carrying into the postseason. It's not just about earning a spot in the playoffs. You also have to be playing well and gelling well at the right time. That is absolutely critical. Now, for an Orange County team that's been struggling to score as well, they've been shut out during these last 3 matches. They're going to have to look to create more opportunities, and one thing they can look to capitalize on is in transition. This team, Phoenix Rising, they like to possess a lot, but that also means that right on cue as Orange County is pressing here up top, that means they can try to make them uncomfortable, and possibly when they get out of shape, they're spreading the ball wide. If you dispossess them, there are spaces to get in behind, and you can get to goal quickly.
Well, a free kick upcoming here for Orange County. Of course, they're coming off that 4-0 loss at San Antonio. Of course, as we mentioned, winless over their last 3 with 2 losses and a draw. Before that, though, they won 8 in a row. They've won 11 and 12 before that. So they have been in great form to kind of vault themselves up the standings. As Owen Lamb is ready to deliver the set piece. This one bouncing, though, out of play.
Just unfortunate on that strike, just lofted it a little bit too high, leaned back a little bit too much, and then put a little bit too much on it. You want to send a driven ball right into the mix, back towards the back of the 6 where they had a number of runners crashing. I also like the idea of sending in a lower ball rather than looking to land it on a teammate's head. Send one leading your teammates in front of them right around the edge of the 6 area, maybe waist height. That's a ball that's so difficult for defenses to handle because they can't just head it away.
King making the long run, trying to turn the corner, and he couldn't quite get the shot on target, battling there with Ryan Dogman. And a goal kick coming.
This is a good transition opportunity for Phoenix, and they are so efficient when they're able to get the ball forward. It was a good battle there, 1v1, just both players looking to get the positioning. And eventually King just was pushed a little bit off the ball, well defended, and ends up leading to the goal kick.
Well, for Phoenix, of course, coming off that 1-1 draw, a late equalizer by Derek Formella. We talked with Danny Stone this week, said pleased with the point. It's a tricky place to play, and he was very pleased with how his team showed good spirit getting back into the game. Overall, good point on the road, especially at this point in the season. He's just getting 1 point. Not only gets you the point, it denies the other team 2 points, which at this point could be just as important with everything as close as it is in the Western Conference. Although El Paso still trying to get into that playoff picture. They're currently 1-1 with Charleston.
Not every game is going to be pretty. There's going to be matches, especially on the road, that you have to be willing to grind. And Phoenix was able to come back from going down a goal, showing the resilience, showing that grit. And sometimes you got to walk away with the point on the road and be happy with that and realize that you at least were able to grind out a point. So understandably, they're happy about it. I also thought it was really key that Assistant Coach Stone mentioned the locker room environment right now is very positive. This is a team that has everything going for them. Phoenix not just playing well, but also having a lot of confidence. That can make a huge difference going down the stretch of the season.
Tiaga going to ground, trying to win this back. Again, that pressure paying off. Here's Alaski. He doesn't need a whole lot of space. That shot, though, blocked down, and that touch gets away from Armanakis.
Orange County looking their best here in the early going when they are pressing and stepping to this Phoenix team, trying to make them a little bit uncomfortable, force them to be really sharp in their build out of the back, force them to get every single pass right, because when they make a mistake, you can pounce on it.
Now Phoenix trying to apply some pressure. Teed up all the way back to Shuttler. These two teams faced off back in May. It was a 1-0 win for Phoenix. This has been a close series overall. 6 wins for Phoenix, 5 losses, 7 draws. Go back to last year, 2-2 draw here in Phoenix, a 2-1 Orange County win back in Irvine, and Milan Alaski scoring a brace in that one. Part of what was a fantastic season a year ago for Milan Alaski with 22 goals. By far the most goals he had scored in a season in his career. Up to 12 coming into play here tonight.
The reigning Golden Boot winner looking to get back into form. Mentioned it just that this Orange County team has struggled a little bit during this last stretch to put balls in the back of the net. He's a player you have to look to target. Get him the ball. Let him make some magic happen because he's so good with the ball at his feet. He's dynamic in runs with the ball and without. He's a player who's really going to have to take charge of this attack and do something special to get this Orange County offense back on track.
Here's Hernandez trying to step away from Partida. Trejo, the touch in fields. Should mention with Danny Trejo, now 2 goals behind the top in terms of the Golden Boot race. 2 goals tonight for Albert Diqua. So Trejo playing a little catch up here tonight with, he has 3 games left, but of course Diqua now with just 2 games remaining in his season.
Trejo has been really fun to watch as of late. Going to be really fun to watch down the stretch in that Golden Boot race. He's a player who can score in a lot of different ways. He can be a threat in behind. He can get into deeper areas even as a number 10 when he does play the entry pass forward, then making that run, which is so difficult to mark when you have an attacking midfielder who continues their run forward. That can often throw off defenses because you're already stepping to the forwards. Sometimes no one tracks that midfielder. So wherever he is on the pitch, he knows exactly where to go, how to get into those spaces that are difficult to mark. And then he is very crafty with the ball and can finish in a lot of different ways. Another thing to note about Trejo is the fact that he has 6 assists. That's one thing that stands out. He is not just a player who scores, he also will facilitate for teammates. He is not a selfish player, and that's something that head coach Juan Guerra is intentional about. He wants to bring in players that are going to adopt this possession style, and a big part of that style is being able to work in combination play, not just players who are always going to be looking to go to goal themselves, but are going to recognize, hey, is there a pass that can take a good opportunity to a great opportunity? And Trejo is one of those players.
Chare all the way back to Rocco Rios Novo. Of course, tonight, some clinching scenarios. Phoenix, they have to, or if they get 3 points, they will clinch a playoff spot for Orange County. 3 points would help them, but they can't quite get it done with just 3 points. They need some other results around the league to go their way. Trying to keep track of it all. It's a little bit confusing here with still 3 weeks left, but it'll become clear in time.
Yeah, with Phoenix, a draw would mean that it's going to depend on how a lot of different teams go. Won't even bother breaking that down. Just, this is a team that wants to win outright. You don't want to leave any of this to chance. You don't want to leave it to next week. You want to finish the job right now and then look forward to, hey, how can we secure home field advantage? This is a game, they're going up against a rival on their home field. They don't want to let slip away.
Do play New Mexico United next week here at home, and right now New Mexico up 2-0 against Louisville City. So New Mexico will be fighting for their playoff lives if they can close out that win next week when they come in here.
So here you see Orange County just there. They were starting to step and starting to press, but it can't just be 1 or 2 players. Among was up there stepping almost by himself, and then that's why Phoenix was able to break down Orange County so quickly, because there were big spaces in behind, big gaps. You've got to step as a team, and if you're going to press, you've got to press as a group. It can't just be 1 or 2 players up top.
Juan Mayor looking to pinpoint that ball through for Mella. Taking off the ball. Powers stepping up for Orange County. Another giveaway in the middle. Here's Zambrano. Important player to get back in the middle of the park. Missed both games last week against Indy and against El Paso due to yellow card accumulation suspension. He had reached that 11 yellow card threshold, which carries a 2-game ban.
This is the point of the season where every player has to be so cognizant of that, because you cannot afford to lose a key piece during the most important 1 to 2 games of the season due to a yellow card accumulation. Yes, you want to play physical. Yes, you want to be competitive, but any player who's close to reaching that mark has to be extra careful about it right now, because this is not the time to lose any key cog for that reason.
Coming forward again, and this bouncing out of play. See some scores. Of course, we mentioned Colorado Springs 1-1 with RGV. Birmingham coming from behind and taking down Memphis. I mentioned the New Mexico score against Louisville. Right now, that would move New Mexico just 1 point below the playoff line in the live standings, because El Paso is level with Charleston at 1-1 as we get into the second half. And then we'll get out to the West Coast games as well. Oakland, how about that one? 2-0 over San Antonio. A couple of goals for the Oakland Roots in the opening 11 minutes.
That's an incredible result, because Oakland has been struggling lately with a recent losing streak. They drew their last match before this, but then had lost 4 or 5 straight. So that's a big surprise. San Antonio's been playing really well. And that's USL Championship in a nutshell. Anyone can win on any given night, and especially these teams who are hungry to make the postseason. They've got a lot to play for.
That last score was San Diego up 2-1 against Monterey Bay. Of course, that is a big score for both of these teams, because San Diego, Phoenix, Orange County all right around that 4 and 5 mark. Now San Diego moving up to 3rd spot in the live standings, but Phoenix Children's is expanding across the valley so we can all grow healthier together. Learn more at phoenixchildrens.org.
And here you see the space. Look at the orange players stepping. There's too much space between the midfield and the front line. You can't have 2 players stepping and then leave all of that room behind. Everyone has to step as a group. There've got to be 4, 5, 6 players who are starting to swarm around the ball.
A long ball forward. Bryce Jamison couldn't quite get on it. Bright under 17 star Deflects right in the path of Armanakis. Darnell King making the run. Shuttler makes himself big and denies the Phoenix right back. Formella and now Hernandez. Here's Zambrano. Traore. Talked to Danny Stone this week about Mo Traore. He's been a center back, but tonight being deployed as a left back. With Phoenix in that 4-2-3-1.
Traore, a player who can fill multiple positions because of that athleticism that he has. The speed allows for a lot of versatility. Coach also mentioning that he's really been working on his passing range. He's good in transition. Defensively, very strong 1v1, closes down spaces quickly, but also has been getting more comfortable on the ball, and that's what allows him to swing into positions that are wide or maybe even higher up the field as a halfback. But certainly has a lot of special traits to be able to play a couple of different positions, because my first question to coach is, not every player can compete at the center back position and outside mid or halfback. Those are two very different skill sets. So that just speaks to the quality that Traore has and the type of athlete that he is.
Maloney from LAFC has really settled in nicely this season with Phoenix. Battled some injuries in the middle part of the year. He's been a regular starter. This is turned over again. Not a whole lot of grade A chances in this game so far, to be fair. Just one shot for both sides. There was a good opportunity just a moment ago for Phoenix and found some good passing lanes in behind.
Phoenix does an excellent job here. It was just good combination play leading up to this, and then the run was timed really well by King. He made the run at the right time and was able to get the first touch. Unfortunately, just lost the handle a little bit, and then it was a good piece of goalkeeping. Shuttler came off his line at just the right time, made the right play. But the idea was there for Phoenix, and the ability to connect a couple passes in the attacking third and then find that seam and to have the player making the run at the right time, that is something they do very, very well. And that's one of the reasons why they're so dangerous in the attack.
Long ball over the top. King, this run out of play. This portion of the match is brought to you by Modelo, a reward for those with a fighting spirit. Modelo, the mark of a fighter.
Still early, but looking at the stats, not a huge surprise to see Phoenix right around 70% possession. However, even though they're not possessing, Orange County has to do a better job of getting the ball up into the attack. They only have 4 passes into their final third or into the attacking third forward. Even if you don't have the ball, when you do get it, you've got to find the ways to advance it forward. Because Phoenix is going to possess a lot, automatically when you get it, you've got to be more efficient because you're not going to have the ball as much.
There's space for Olaski. Mentioned the brace he scored last year against Phoenix Rising. And there's Olaski. Just couldn't quite get on the end of it. Runs through for Rios Novo.
Olaski's going to have to be that player who's going to spark this attack. He does an excellent job here after playing the ball of continuing his run, and that's what allows him to almost break through right there, because he does make that run forward from the midfield area after making the pass. Doesn't just stop and watch the ball, continues it into a dangerous area, gets it back, but it was well defended by Phoenix. A good idea, though, by Orange County. Love that you can hear the drums, you can hear a little bit of the singing, and that's something that should be pointed out. The environment here, just really fun to watch. A night game, you know, very competitive matchup between two rivals, and the season really coming down to the wire in the Western Conference. Love to see the fans coming out, the support for USL Championship. This league continues to grow, continues to evolve, and it's been awesome to see the support from communities all across the country throughout the season now as it comes down to the final matches of the regular season.
It's finally cooled down in Phoenix. It's 83, so it's a little chilly this time of year.
Thought I saw some folks bundled up in the stands. Makes perfect sense. 83 in Phoenix is chilly.
Yeah, there was a lot of heat this summer, but it's good to see the fans back in the stands here tonight. Good atmosphere. Home game next week against New Mexico, and for Phoenix fans hoping that there will be a home playoff game as well. Have some work to do between now and then. Of course, New Mexico will be the game next week at home before they finish the season at Colorado Springs.
The thing is, you want to take care of business at home, which is part of what makes this matchup so difficult, because you know Colorado is going to play tough. Also, anytime you go to Colorado and play at altitude, that automatically also makes any matchup more difficult. Down the stretch of the season with the postseason on the line, you have to take care of business. You have to be able to get wins on your home field, and Phoenix is a team that has been able to do that all season long. They have played well here. This is a golden opportunity for them to position themselves in the postseason and to continue that run of form at home.
Most home goals in the USL Championship belongs to Phoenix Rising with 36, although they are third in terms of home form in the Western Conference. Combination play there, but Stenberg will usher this out for a goal kick.
Not a bad idea there on the far side from Orange County. Good little give and go, looking to get the ball forward. Just a little bit too much weight on that pass. There's Guerra yelling some type of instructions to his players on the other side. But right idea from Orange County. They're also a team that can possess. They can utilize their combination play to create openings, get the defense to shift side to side, find the areas they want to exploit, try to look for those spaces between the lines.
Rios Novo, the best keepers in the league with his feet, and picks out a pass for Traore. It's too far out in front of Danny Trejo. Pre-game with Raising Cane's, proud supporter of Phoenix Rising. Skip the line and order on our easy mobile app for your order of premium fresh hand-breaded chicken fingers, special sauce. And don't forget to add our fresh hand-squeezed lemonade. Order.raisingcanes.com.
There was Coach Guerra once again in his first full season with Phoenix Rising. Previously was an assistant coach. Got the head coaching job at Oakland, then ended up coming back to Phoenix. And now has done a fantastic job of building up this team this season. Among the top in the league in scoring. Mentioned it in conversion rate, which just means the amount of goals that they're scoring off of their shots.
And Rios Novo was nearly caught in no man's land there. The pressure high up the fields paying off for Orange County. It's out for a corner kick.
The pressure is going to be critical throughout this match for Orange County. When they're able to dispossess this team high up the field, that is when they are going to be the most successful. There it's just a good step as Rios Novo was well off his line at the edge of the 18. Didn't quite touch that the way he wanted to. Luckily, he's able to recover. That was a great effort from him to get back, or at least attempt to get back between the pipes. He was able to get the touch away. Second in the league in saves for a good reason, but got to be really careful and sharp in that build out of the back, especially when Orange County is stepping that high.
Owen Lamb curling this in. Nothing too dangerous there as it just loops out of play. Select, the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship and many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice. Right now, this pressure from Orange County really paying off and forcing Phoenix into some trouble again here as Fuenmayor has to abort mission and go over the top.
It was the broadcaster's jinx, Josh, right as you were talking about how good Rios Novo is with his feet. It was almost a major miscue and a first goal for Orange County. But generally, he is really good with his feet, and that's super important for a team in possession, that you have a keeper who can be an option in the build-out and who is comfortable.
Armanakis for Formella. Formella cuts it back, and here's King. And Hernandez.
That was a good recovery by Orange County. They did a good job of getting numbers back behind the ball there in transition moments. So far, neither team has been particularly vulnerable or easy to break down in transition when they are dispossessed. This is exactly what this Phoenix team is known for. They like to slow down the pace. They like to take their time in the buildup.
Shuttler came way off his line, and Arteaga was bearing down.
Arteaga holding that line really high. He's a player to watch. Right as I was talking about how much Phoenix likes to move the ball on the ground, they also can look over the top because he is a threat who can get in behind, and he is certainly a player who can punish you if you are not ready or expecting it. If the goalkeeper makes a little miscue in that situation, as Shuttler was well off his line, if the back line isn't ready for that ball, they don't drop off in time to try to head it away or step soon enough to try to force Arteaga off sides. If he gets into a 1v1 foot race situation, he will put it away.
Looks like the referee is going to bring this back. It is going to be a free kick coming for Orange County. Dogman and Fuenmayor colliding. Attacking set piece here coming for Orange County. Again, it's Owen Lamb coming up to take it.
Set piece is going to be critical for both teams in a match that could be very close. Last time these teams met, a 1-0 scoreline. Set pieces can be what makes the difference. All it takes is a moment of brilliance, a player putting their body on the line to get on the end of a ball.
Scott. And Lamb. Scott sending this towards goal. Driven ball in, and the header is looping over the bar. I think Dylan Powers coming forward for that.
Good idea from Lamb to try to send one in the mix. Orange County had a number of players who were crashing in the box. He just picks his head up and chips this one towards the back of the 6. It's a good spot. The ball just a little bit offline from where Powers was making his run. It went a little bit over his head to where he was reaching to try to connect with it. Wasn't able to forcefully head it down and into goal. Good idea, just a little bit of a disconnection in terms of the timing of the run and the placement of the ball.
Powers looking for that long ball over the top. Jamison is onto it. Nice. Jamison just lost his footing, and Traore takes it away.
Yeah, just a little unlucky break there. Looked like he just slipped. No contact or anything like that.
Scott. And taken away by Armanakis. Stepping forward again. That time Marcus Nakum, Norwegian center back. A lot of Scandinavian flavor in this game today. Morten Carlsen from Denmark. John Stenberg, Swede. Nakum from Norway. Dogman from Norway.
Speaks to the level that USL Championship competition is at and the way that this league is attracting international players, because you see it all around, not just these two teams competing tonight, you see it all around the league. Players from South America, players from Europe coming over here and competing in USL Championship because this is extremely competitive. These organizations take this extremely seriously, and it's an environment to where they can continue to grow as players.
You look at it from an Orange County perspective, players moving overseas with the likes of many MLS clubs. Of course, Milan Alaski moving to Denmark after the season. Grady Oceandina to Feyenoord.
Yeah, that Alaski move is going to be a big one for this organization.
Formella trying to play it in field instead. Come all the way back for Shuttler, who just has to send it through the middle.
Almost a chance there for Phoenix. They like to slow the game down and possess, but would like to see them take a little bit more chances and take some opportunities in transition. They won the ball on a tackle in the middle third. Started to get the ball forward quickly. The passes weren't quite connected well, but they got to look to take a little bit more chances and look to get the ball forward in some of those moments when they do win 50-50 challenges in the middle of the field.
That ball did go out of play. Well, Rising fans, from now until October 6th, place a $100 deposit for your 2024 season tickets and receive a complimentary ticket to one of Rising's remaining regular season home matches. Visit phxrisingfc.com for more information. Of course, that only remaining regular season match next week against New Mexico. Fun way to close out the regular season home slate for Phoenix with two of their closest rivals. Jamison now. Jamison had it blocked down by Traore, out for a throw-in.
That's where you see Traore's 1v1 defending ability on display. He has the speed to keep up with most players in this league. Also smart in terms of timing his tackles, good at keeping players in front, keeping his feet moving, good body shape, just generally all around a tough player to beat on the dribble. Orange County starting to grab a little bit more possession here as this half has gone on. And that's something they'll have to do as well, is be able to keep the ball as much as possible. They've got to make smart decisions when they do win it, because if you give it right back to Phoenix, they're going to have it all game. And generally during this last little stretch, these last couple sequences, they've been doing a better job at getting the ball moving, finding feet, starting to create openings. One player who has stood out is Kyle Scott in the midfield, right there at the center of the pitch. Has been facilitating on the ball quite a bit, helping connect the defense to the midfield into the attack. He's pretty dynamic on the ball, really comfortable, good technical abilities as well.
And trying to turn, here's Alaski. And he'll move it out wide. Jamison looking to chase this down, and he'll keep it alive. Jamison rolling this forward, and Stenberg there to clear.
Not a bad idea there on the cross, but just on the ground. Phoenix there ready to send it away.
Cross coming in. Here's Scott. Scott has it blocked down.
Good look there. Don't mind Scott taking the chance. There was a little seam, a little window between defenders where he saw an opening to take the look on goal, but a good reaction from the Phoenix defense. Several players there ready to block that shot.
Turning it back is Sipley, and this is taken by Rios Novo. And now a quick word from NAU. Given away. And now this runs out of play. It looked like they were trying to connect there, Scott and Alaski, but they'll get a corner kick out of it.
Scott and Alaski, two players in the midfield, both good in combination play. They're looking for a little 1-2. Phoenix ended up stepping in, but expect to see more of that throughout the match.
Corner comes in and quickly headed away. Stenberg in there has been such a key cog in why Phoenix has been so good defensively. About half a goal on average per game they are conceding. When he's been in the lineup, it was closer to 1.5 goals per game when he was not in the lineup and on loan back in Sweden. He has come in and really locked things down at the back for Phoenix. Big reason why they're unbeaten in 7.
Stenberg, really good out of the air, a good communicator as well, and that's so important for that center back role, that you do have someone who's comfortable telling the other players around them where they need to go, dictating when the defense needs to step, who needs to be marking who. You have to have someone who's not afraid to dictate and be a strong personality and have that leadership there in the middle of the pitch. In addition to being a good ball winner, an aerial threat as well, he is a player who can take charge.
Another player who can take charge, the captain, Darnell King. Very important player for this team, and wasn't getting a lot of playing time early in the year, but he's been a key part for this team, both on and off the field. I love the story from Juan Guerra. He got injured before the game against Tulsa, but he said, I'm still having Darnell King travel with the team because that's how much he means to this team in terms of leadership. He was out there during pregame warm-ups. He wasn't going to play, but he was kind of kicking it around in rondos and such. And now here comes Phoenix trying to get something going in the attack. Cross over hit. It might end up working out though for Mella. Here's King. Zambrano for Armanakis and right back. Enzo Zambrano. Tough angle there on the cross. Hernandez though keeps this alive for Phoenix.
Not a bad opportunity for Phoenix. Now here they look to reload, but on the topic of King, just speaks to the character and quality of leadership that you're going to get from a player who maybe isn't playing as much as they'd like, goes out with an injury, and still is wanting to be involved in the team and still taking ownership of what the group does. By nature, a lot of competitors are going to be upset if they're not playing as much as they'd like to play, or if they're hurt and they're not able to play, but they don't let their emotions get the best of them. When you are a true leader like he is, you do still have the ability to lead the players around you, even when things aren't going your way. It's funny, covering the women's game, that's something that head coach over at Santa Clara, Jerry Smith, mentioned about Julie Ertz. He was saying that she's the only player that he's ever coached who could have a horrible game but would be happy if the team won, could not play a minute and be happy with the team won. And he was just talking to me about how that is such a special skill to have. You don't see that often in professional sports, period. So the fact that King is willing to take on that leadership role regardless of what his own situation is just speaks to the quality of his character.
Of course, the Ertz name has ties to the Valley, with Zach playing for Cardinals. Julie finishing out a fantastic career. Fantastic, I don't think says it enough.
It doesn't. I mean, my goodness. She has been a joy to watch with the U.S. Women's National Team. Two-time Player of the Year, the only player to win that award twice. But happy for her that she's going to move on to the next stage in life. And it's always tough as an athlete to determine when that is the appropriate time, but it's right for her.
Touched away. Here's Milana Lasky. Rios Novo came out to meet him, and it was a crucial intervention from the Phoenix goalkeeper.
Brilliant there from Rios Novo. Comes off his line at just the right time. He is fearless and also just so smart at determining the right time to make the stop.
Here's Trejo. Great ball in from Arteaga. Danny Trejo surrounded by orange shirts. Hernandez and now Zambrano. He wants to hit it. Zambrano blocked down. Shuttler will just keep this in play.
Good hustle there from Shuttler, but a lot of credit has to go to the Orange County defense. When Trejo had that ball, got it inside of the 18 and was able to square up towards goal, but he was just surrounded by orange jerseys. Not just double-teamed, triple-teamed, was forced to turn away and turn back towards his own goal. Orange County did a great job of recovering right there as Phoenix was able to counter, get it into the other 18, but they weren't able to find the opening to take the shot. Great defensive effort there for OC.
That's something Juan Guerra has told his players. Let's take some shots from distance. Of course, a few weeks ago, kind of spoke it into existence on one of our calls. He said, I want these players to shoot from distance. Danny Trejo scores a goal from distance. And then he said, well, we have some players who can do that. Zambrano he named as one of them. And he said, that's sometimes a good way to break down a low block. And that's been at times this year. Phoenix's struggle is when teams sit back, they can't break them down.
With a possession-heavy team, that's a pretty common theme or a common tactic, is to sit in a low block.
Here's Trejo, cross blocked down. Lamb will get this away.
when you know a team is possession heavy, it is a common tactic to sit in a low block and just prevent them from breaking you down, because as a defense, if you do step, if you do press, a team that is very good in possession and moves the ball, if they get it through you and get through that first line of pressure, the game's going to completely open up. They're going to pass it right through and get to goal quickly, utilizing their ability to move the ball, which is why a low block can be very effective against a possession-heavy team. It's difficult to break down. You get a lot of numbers behind the ball, play very compact, sit in and just try to protect the dangerous areas in front of your own goal. And that's where this Phoenix team has to have multiple layers to their offense. They can't just score in one way.
Van Mayor hoping to just run across the end line, and it does. When wellness for mind and body is the goal, Day One Sparkling Water and CBD is always a win-win. With 20 milligrams of CBD, real fruit juice, zero sugar, and refreshing effervescence. Score yours at the concession stand today. Your better tomorrow starts today with Day One.
Trejo, certainly though a player who can strike from distance. Phoenix has a couple of them. Another way to break down a low block is to just send in crosses and utilize the wide areas of the field. At some point, if you keep pressing and sending dangerous balls into the mix to create chaos, something's going to fall your way.
Formella, I think, may have taken that off the face. Darnell King coming in as the captain. Matt Thompson will hope to settle things here, but Formella back on his feet.
Here's Formella trying to take this ball down. Certainly there was contact, the touch, but then he gets the ball right off the head. That does not feel good. It was very, very close to his face. Looked like it maybe just caught side forehead area. That certainly is going to hurt. However, these players having some words, getting involved, they have to be careful. Mention it. You don't want to get a yellow. You don't want to get a red at this point in the season where it could possibly take you out of the next game, because both these teams, critical playoff pushes, cannot afford to have anyone getting into any extracurricular pushing matches or anything that could possibly lead to a booking that's unnecessary.
Will be a free kick coming here for Phoenix.
From this area, certainly want to try to get this one into the mix. Serve in across, leading those players who are lined up just at the edge of the 18.
Armanakis, now he'll curl this in. He was looking for a shot. Now as King tries to send it forward. Orange County maybe a chance to break here. Here's Alaski as Phoenix trying to get players back. King cuts it out expertly there.
That's just great defending from King. He saw the ball get away from Alaski just far enough to where he had his opportunity to poke it away. Just times that so well. Really smart defending. Very telling of a veteran defender to make a decision like that. Saw Formella going down there just a moment ago. Something interesting that he said recently in a media availability is that being a striker, playing up top, is not his preferred position. And he said he doesn't think his best position. He said he prefers to play on the left wing, which is interesting because he was just over there on the right, which is what made me think about that. Because I didn't think he started on the left wing in this match. But he said that he's willing to do whatever it takes and play wherever the team needs him to play. He's really, really hungry and has been to earn that starting spot. So good to see him earning that starting role after scoring in 2 of the last 3 matches. But fascinating that he says that he doesn't prefer to play at the striker position, which he has at moments for this Phoenix team.
I think it's going to be tough. Scott takes this on. It's going to be tough to usurp a guy like Danny Trejo on the left over there, who's second in the Golden Boot race with 17 goals, but he was brought in to be a depth piece. And there's plenty of depth on this Phoenix Rising team. That's why after Juan Guerra said, I'm glad we're done with midweek matches, but then he said, my job gets a little bit tougher because players want to play. And games are just every Saturday. If nobody gets hurt, you can run the same lineup out there pretty much every week. And at this point in the season, you don't want to be making wholesale changes.
The continuity and consistency are super important at this point in the season, which is interesting as we were talking about the formation that Phoenix has been using the last couple of games. Something that assistant coach Danny Stone mentioned, is that they do want there to be some level of continuity, despite the fact that Phoenix has been fluid, not only in personnel, but, you know, the season's a marathon, so you do have to be as injuries happen and other factors come into play, but also in formation as well. He mentioned this is the point in the season where they do want to give the players some stability, some consistency to help build chemistry going into the postseason.
Cross comes in, Stenberg there to cut it out, and it's Scott. Final few minutes of this first half, and still looking for that opening tally tonight here in Phoenix. Cross taken by Rios Novo. Neither team's really been too dangerous in this game.
Each team only with one shot on frame in this matchup pretty much tells the tale in terms of the quality of chances that have been created. There have been a couple of scuffles around the box, but not any real clear-cut opportunities. Both teams expected goals very low at this point.
Here's Zambrano and Darnell King.
Zambrano and Hernandez have done well so far, sitting in that dual 6 kind of role in the midfield for Phoenix. They both have been doing a good job of just occupying that space in front of the 3-back line, being able to clog up passing lanes. There you see the pass connected up into the attack. So far, so good from the midfield without Harvey in it.
Armanakis back for Zambrano. This is going to be another test for Phoenix, how to break down a low block. See all the orange shirts back behind the ball. This, though, bouncing towards the unline. Shuttler able to prevent a corner kick. So Phoenix have not had a corner kick in this game yet.
That service just not on line, not where it needed to be, but certainly Phoenix should be trying to do a little bit better job of getting in line. Even with the low block, there should be opportunities just to try to get the ball in line, cut it back, and then force the defense to send it out of play. But they've got to get it a little bit deeper up the field. Phoenix has had possession, but still could do a better job of just trying to get it deeper into the attack. But this is a team that typically does possess and slow down the game. They're very comfortable moving it horizontally.
Offside flag coming up. News of a goal from El Paso as we are into 1 minute of stoppage time here. El Paso has taken the lead against Charleston, and right now that would move the playoff line to 43 points. With Monterey Bay losing at San Diego right now, that would have them 2 points adrift, and New Mexico 3 points off the mark.
During this last stretch, big improvement in terms of possession from Orange County. They've really evened the score a bit through about the first 20 minutes. It was 70% Phoenix, now closer to 45-55 just about, but the last couple sequences have been good for Orange County. They've been able to connect some passes, good movement off the ball. They've been able to find the spaces between the lines to get it forward. They've started to shift the momentum as this half has gone on.
Long through the middle and just about ushered back to Rios Novo. Comes out to the top of his area. Again, Jamison, the youngster, putting some pressure on this Phoenix back line.
Jamison certainly has the speed and ability to do that. And those balls are tough to handle if they do make it over the top and the defense isn't able to drop and clear it right away. Those foot race situations are very tough. Keeper's got to be ready and online.
We have reached halftime here from Phoenix and still no score. This has been a tight affair between these two.
It's been a tight affair. Not a lot of clear goal-scoring chances, though, for either side. The possession battle started to even out as the half wore on. Orange County did a better job of getting a little bit more rhythm in their attack, but now it's a matter of being more efficient, more effective in the final third. Only one shot on frame for each side. They've got to try to create a little bit more clear-cut chances in the second 45.
Halftime here from Phoenix Rising Stadium at 38th Street and Washington. A big game with playoff implications tonight here in the Valley. And Phoenix and Orange County play to a 0-0 draw through 45 minutes. Stay with us for halftime. No score here from Phoenix.
Who do you want to be? Where do you want to go? How fast do you want to get there? At Gateway Community College, you can achieve a career that takes you places in less time and for less money. Opportunity is not just for the select few. Living better is for everyone. Let us help you discover your future.
Hey, Rising fans, spring is in the air and Circle K has what you thirst for. Stay cool with our famous Polar Pop Cups that stay cold longer. Fill your cup with your favorite flavor or mix it up to create your own. Or try our freshly ground iced coffee starting at just $1.89. While you're here, mix and match any 2 roller grill items, just 2 for $4. Check out these hot deals and cool down at Circle K, America's thirst stop and proud sponsor of Phoenix Rising.
Hi, I'm Luis Gonzalez with the Arizona Diamondbacks, inviting you to join us here at the Arizona State Fair for Feel Good Friday starting September 29th. And each Friday throughout October, just bring 10 non-perishable food items to benefit St. Mary's Food Bank and Operation Santa Claus and get in free to the Arizona State Fair. You help families in need and get into the State Fair. That's a win in my book.
Equality Health is giving doctors more time to be doctors, so they can give you the care you deserve. Ask if your doctor is part of the Equality Health Network today. Equality Health. Caring is back.
Halftime here from Phoenix. No score between Phoenix Rising and Orange County. Playoff implications abound here tonight. But let's see if a couple Phoenix Rising players maybe could be pizza chefs.
Thin crusty. So good. I love it. So that's decent.
This was busted. Absolutely busted.
It looked like Eddie Manjoma liked his pizza. He said it was bussin', so I think that's a good thing, right?
I was about to ask you. I guess neither of us are too hip here, Josh. But I'll tell you what, that pizza looked good, and if I wasn't hungry before, I am now.
Let's take a look at what is to come, of course, for both these teams. But first, looking at the Western Conference standings. These are the live standings, and plenty going on. And right now, it is still San Diego holding on to a 2-1 lead against Monterey Bay. That has them above Phoenix and Orange County.
Tell you what's bussin'. The Western Conference right now, because it is completely up for grabs. Did I use that right?
I think you did.
It's completely up for grabs, and that's why you've got to keep an eye on the scores all throughout the weekend, because there's upsets left and right. And as you look at the remaining schedule for Phoenix, it's not necessarily going to get any easier from here on out. This is a game that they want to get 3 points from on their home field, because this Western Conference is just, you know, really going to come down to the wire. It's 1 or 2 points separating a lot of these teams in the 3 to 6 about range, so it's going to be very, very close coming down to the last match.
If Phoenix loses this game tonight, they'd be level on points with Colorado Springs. As for Orange County, doesn't get any easier next week, welcoming in San Antonio and then away at Monterey Bay to close it out.
Those are going to be a couple of tough matches, and Monterey Bay is a team that wants to get into the playoff picture. They've been playing fairly well as of late, also dropping just one of their last 5 matches, so that's a team that's going to be very, very hungry, and then we know how good San Antonio is at the top of the table. So these are both teams that want to get 3 points in this match tonight, knowing what lays ahead.
Halftime here from Phoenix. Still no score between Rising and Orange County. Second half coming up.
We all have goals. But let's be honest, most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Only one home game left. Don't miss the chance to see your Phoenix Rising go head-to-head with New Mexico United as they battle to secure a postseason appearance right here in Central Phoenix off 38th Street in Washington. Saturday, October 7th at 7:30. Tickets to the match start at $25, and the 2-time Western Conference champions are just 5 stops on the Valley Metro to Phoenix and Tempe. Visit phxrisingfc.com or call 623-594-9606 for more information.
Halftime here from Phoenix. No score at halftime. Rising and Orange County. Plenty of playoff implications here tonight. And looks like we've got some fun games going on at halftime here in Phoenix Rising Stadium. But some news and notes from around the league. How about the Pittsburgh Riverhounds? They just continue to get results. They're at the top of the East right now.
They have been outstanding all season long, on track to secure the Players' Shield for the first time in club history, which is just excellent to see. A lot of the clubs starting to reach and attain new milestones. Very exciting to watch, and going to be very exciting to watch the last stretch of the season.
It all leads to the USL Championship final set for November 12th. That'll be on ESPN2. In terms of what else is going on around the league here tonight, there is some games going on, of course, around the conference. Oakland and San Antonio, that's 2-1 to Oakland, and San Diego 2-1 against Monterey Bay. But I think we got the excitement here on the field. We got, is that hamster ball, human hamster ball soccer? But we'll figure it out. We'll have the second half. It's coming up for you next. No score here between Phoenix Rising and Orange County.
Equality Health is giving doctors more time to be doctors, so they can give you the care you deserve. Ask if your doctor is part of the Equality Health network today. Equality Health. Caring is back.
Who do you want to be? Where do you want to go? How fast do you want to get there? At Gateway Community College, you can achieve a career that takes you places in less time and for less money. Opportunity is not just for the select few. Living better is for everyone. Let us help you discover your future.
Tonight's broadcast of Phoenix Rising FC is presented by Carvana. Will drive you happy. By NAU Nationwide. And by Equality Health. Good look there at downtown Phoenix as we look back at our first half highlights, 13th minute, and of course no goals, but a good opportunity here for Phoenix.
It initially was just an unfortunate touch from Orange County that led to Phoenix getting the ball so high up the field, but it was a good ball slotted into the 18, into a dangerous area, just not quite able to put it away.
And then Rios Novo, we mentioned how good he was with his feet, but almost turning that into trouble there.
Yeah, that was just an unfortunate little miscue as he tried to come out and make the save, or rather to play the ball off his feet, ends up coming back and making the save. And here, this was an even bigger moment. I mean, Rios Novo did an excellent job of determining what moment to come off his line to try to interrupt that play. He does exactly that. This is a great save, goes to ground exactly when he needs to, cuts off the angle, gets big, just kind of approached it at just the right angle at just the right time to thwart that one away.
Look at the first half stats, a little bit more in terms of shots, but I think when you look at it, not with these numbers, it was just pretty even overall.
Fairly even. The possession as well got more even as the half went on after initially Phoenix dominated. However, both teams just have to create more quality chances. I mean, that's the biggest takeaway from the first 45. 2-to-1 shots on frame. There's got to be more opportunities than that taken in the second half. And a lot of times in the second half of matches, it does start to open up. Legs are going to start to get more tired. Both teams have gone through the feeling each other out. There are going to be adjustments made at halftime. Would be surprised if we don't see one of these teams break through here, even early in the second half. Both these coaches, very experienced, are going to be looking to try to find those little tactical adjustments they can make to create more goal-scoring chances, because there have got to be some. I really would like to see more transition and aggression from both teams in the second half. I thought that Phoenix had a couple of opportunities where they won the ball in the middle of the pitch and then could have gotten forward and tried to get to goal a little bit quicker. Also not being afraid to strike from distance, something that you mentioned. When Orange County does drop off and sit a little bit lower, deeper up the field, don't be afraid to take a chance if they're giving you space outside the 18. But also Orange County, I thought, looked better as the first half went on. They started connecting passes, getting a little bit more rhythm into their attack, finding spaces between the lines. They're able to get a couple of entry passes forward, just not quite able to connect. Like, for example, on that chance you just saw a couple moments ago, which was a good save. Now it's a matter of just being a little bit more clinical in the and around the 18, clinical in the finishing.
Well, of course, plenty of games going on around the league, but we can check in from San Diego, and Ronaldo Damas has just scored his second goal of the night as San Diego leads 3-1 against Monterey Bay. And right now, that is not good news for either of these teams, because that has San Diego holding on to that third spot now. Phoenix or Orange County, if one of them can take 3 points tonight, could go level with San Diego. And of course, San Diego has the tiebreaker over Phoenix this year.
landing that 3 spot would be super important because of the home field advantage. That's why not just making the postseason, but being able to climb up the standings is super important during this last stretch, because getting home field advantage can absolutely make the difference. For example, for a team like Phoenix that plays very well at home, there is a noticeable uptick in their production at home. It's much harder in a playoff road environment to get a result.
And here we go for the second 45 minutes tonight from Phoenix with Kyle and Mills. I'm Josh Eastern. Thanks so much for finishing your night here with us. An important one in the Western Conference, as we've been talking about. And plenty on the line. And this is going to be a foul against Phoenix. It'll set up an attacking set piece for Orange County just seconds into this second half.
Love the way that Orange County has come out, and their press has been effective. Would like to see more of it. However, it can't just be 1 or 2 players. It has to be an entire group. But when they have been able to press as a collective unit, Phoenix has looked a little bit flustered and not been able to execute what they want to execute in terms of their build-out. Orange County needs to look for more opportunities to press, and that's exactly what led to now this a great position to send a ball into the mix here on the set piece.
Looks like Owen Lamb is going to stand over this. It'll be a tough angle to go for goal, but it is a 2-man wall just protecting that near post for Phoenix. Lamb steps up, he goes for the curler. It's on top of the netting there. Good opportunity for Orange County. Lamb tried to take it himself.
Lamb deciding to take the shot, but this is such a tough angle. From outside the side of the 18, you have to be perfect in your placement, and also from that distance in the weight that you put on that strike to get it by a goalkeeper. From that distance, they have more time to try to read the ball, and then also from that angle, there's just not a lot of space, no room for error to put that one in the far upper 90. So that's just a really tough shot for Lamb to take. Especially against a goalkeeper like Rios Novo. So good, second in the league in saves, great anticipation, good shot stopper. From that distance, it's not going to be easy.
And here's Darnell King. King goes for goal and puts this out of play. Arteaga was in there, but it may have been tough to get it to him there. King took it into his own hands.
Speaking of tough angles, for King, this is another tough angle. He does an excellent job, though, doing the work, applying the pressure. That's a great move, and then he uses his speed to get by both defenders. Has a step on him as well, but that's a tough angle to take the shot on goal. There were a couple of orange jerseys in the box where maybe he felt like he couldn't slot it across. Still, maybe even step on it, maybe even look to just earn a corner kick and play it off someone.
Over the top, Jamison gets to the end line, looks to cut this back. Stenberg just has to cut that out, and Stenberg barking at somebody. Might be the referee.
Definitely does not look happy. But corner kicks, another thing that both teams have to try to earn more of. Phoenix has yet to take a corner in this match, a couple for Orange County. But like, for example, that last opportunity for Phoenix, maybe try to get it end line.
Just touched into play. Lamb can serve a good ball, but this one blocked.
It's a good press. It's a good step there from Orange County, just trying to pin Phoenix up against the line, the touch line. They end up deflecting it out of play, though, to where Phoenix does earn the throw. But I like the energy Orange County has come out with here to start this second half. They look like they had a productive conversation at halftime in the locker room. So far, not seeing any major tactical in terms of shape changes, but it does look like they're attempting to press more aggressively, which is exactly what they need to do. I mean, you have two options against a team that wants to possess. You can sit low or middle, or you can look for the opportunities to press. And when they have, Orange County's been successful.
Plenty of good action from around the league here tonight. Of course, still 3 games going on, many final. New Mexico getting a big win to help their playoff chances here in the Western Conference. 2-0 over Louisville. And That game just went final. El Paso taking down Charleston by 3-2. Massive win for El Paso that has vaulted them into the playoff spots, and this will be a foul against Phoenix. And Zambrano can't believe it.
Contact from both sides. Here's the attempt on the little give and go. Sliding from behind is what would lead to the foul, but he did get ball. There was maybe some foot contact. There was foot contact, but it looked like he got to the ball first. Tough to tell entirely from that angle. You got to be careful. Sliding in from behind, it's risky business, because if you do make contact, a lot of times the player goes down, the whistle's going to blow, regardless of whether you were able to poke it away or not.
Here's Armanakis. And Arteaga, haven't called his name a whole lot here tonight. Pretty quiet night from Phoenix striker, and when you look at touches, he has by far the least amount, just 11 so far.
I was thinking at halftime that Arteaga needs to get more involved. They have to look to try to get it into his feet, because he is that facilitator of the attack, but when they get it into him, he has the ability to turn and run at the defenses to make them uncomfortable on the dribble, but also he can play with his back to goal. Good in combination play as well. Is a player who can facilitate whether he decides to turn and square up or players run off him and he looks to lay it off in the hold-up play. So he's got to get the ball more. He's got to get more involved, because he is one of the most dynamic players in this attack. A very quiet night so far.
Among Jamison in the middle. And this will run out of play. Well, when it comes to a sports injury, the unknown can be unsettling, but there's one thing that can calm that uncertainty: an answer. Mayo Clinic uncovers answers every day through exploration, teamwork, and innovation. Answers that can lead to more answers and define a path forward. So if you're looking for answers related to a sports injury, you know where to go. Learn more at sportsmedicine.mayoclinic.org.
He was there.
20 of their 32 games, Phoenix, they've not scored in the first half. Only Indy 11 has done that more often in the league. But I guess if you're not going to score in the first half, you need to be pretty good defensively, and they've been the exact same. 20 of their 32, they have kept a first half clean sheet. Only Sacramento has kept more in the league this year. Phoenix have left it late a decent amount. We'll see what tonight brings with still 40 minutes to go.
Scoring in the second half more often shows a couple of things. First, they may be good at making their halftime adjustments. Second, they may be wearing opponents down in the first 45 with their possession. When they do move the ball from side to side, they utilize the flanks. That can wear out the defense because they're forced to chase, at least if you're able to manipulate the spaces the way they want to. And constantly as a defense, you're forced to shift. You have to go back and forth side to side, and you have to play very compact to try to prevent there from being passing lanes and openings that Phoenix can exploit. So it's not a huge surprise to me that they score more often in the second half, because they could be wearing out their opponents. And games also typically open up more in the second half, but especially with the style of play that Phoenix brings as they, right on cue, work the ball out towards the flank. A lot of times they could possibly wear out the defense and be able to capitalize in the second half.
For this Orange County attack, they haven't scored a goal in their last 3 matches. A foul right at midfield. Stenberg was 0-0 against El Paso. 1-0 loss against Colorado Springs, and then losing 4-0 against San Antonio as we look at this foul.
Scott, 26 in orange on the dribble, and there's the push from John Stenberg, 3 in red, clearly from behind, just put his hands out, made contact with the back, and that's what leads to the foul being called. no question on the decision there. Even if the contact was light, the hand was out, and there was a push from behind. So now getting ready on the set piece here. This is right around midfield, so this is going to be a tough one to put into the mix. Better option may just be to play it short and maintain possession. That's exactly what they'll do.
Here's Powers and Knockham.
Surprised we haven't seen more of the press as well from Phoenix. They had a couple of moments where they looked good, were able to win the ball. And here we go. Here could be a transition chance. Be aggressive.
Formella tries to drop this one off for Zambrano. Here's Armanakis. So much of that youthful energy from the 17-year-old Bryce Jamison. Phoenix do win this back. Traore.
Interesting, in the second half, we haven't seen the sub be made, and no word yet on if it will, but midfielder Carlos Harvey was just named to the team of the week, not in the starting 11. I thought he may sub in the second half possibly if this Phoenix team was just looking to rest his legs a little bit, and especially with the 0-0 scoreline, that he could possibly come in. Because he has done really well lately. 1 goal, 1 assist that earned him that weekly honor.
Just a miss-hit pass as this caroms out of play.
But Harvey, 1 goal, 1 assist over 2 games while completing 108 of 122 passes, winning 17 of 22 duels, and 7 of 9 tackles, which epitomizes what he does in the midfield. He's not a 10, he's not a 6, he's a true 8. He's a player who has to be a ball winner, has to cover a lot of ground, be a box-to-box midfielder, but also can be very dangerous when he gets involved in the attack. And that's something that assistant coach Danny Stone mentioned to us, is that he feels like Harvey can be a game changer when he can get up into dangerous spaces. It's something this coaching staff would like to see him do more of, is arrive in the box and to continue his runs forward and not be afraid to take the chances himself, in addition to what he does being a connector.
Here's Jamison. Down the line, Kasipli. Work it around. This runs out of play. Fans, be sure to visit your local Arizona Financial Credit Union branch to get your Phoenix Rising debit card. It's a great way to support the team and spread the word. Visit arizonafinancial.org. And now it's a corner kick upcoming here for Orange County.
Orange County's been doing a good job of being aggressive on the dribble, getting in line, and then pinging those balls off of Phoenix defenders to earn the corners. This their 4th of the match, I believe, and Phoenix still has yet to earn 1. Now they have to be able to finish on one of these chances. Corner kicks, huge opportunity to put one away.
Here comes the corner. It's over everybody's head. This will bounce out of play.
Didn't mind the corner from Lamb. Wasn't a poorly struck ball. He did have quite a bit of pace on it. It was a little bit more driven, like you'd like to see on a corner, because lofted balls can be much more difficult to head into the back of the net because you got to put a lot of speed, a lot of weight on them when it is driven. But he just put a little bit too much weight on it to send it over everyone. Still had to keep it a little bit lower.
Here's Lamb. Hernandez stepping in, conceding a throw-in. And it'll be a stoppage for 2 substitutions. Mark McNulty and Brian Olaski will be coming in. And it's the end of the night for Bryce Jamison, as he will come out for the other Olaski brother. Thomas Among will also be coming off. First two moves of the night go the way of Morten Carlson here. He tries to influence this attack. Maybe senses that a few more shots in this game than Phoenix. They can take advantage of those.
Certainly, and they've got to look for more opportunities. But in addition to that, anyone who comes in off the bench, they're going to need a little bit of a spark, take some chances, mix it up in the attack. This is a point in the game that's going to be critical. 60th minute, 0-0. Whichever team strikes first is going to have all the momentum going down the stretch.
Back for Brian Olaski to the top of the area and slotted home! And who else? It is Milan Olaski to give Orange County the advantage in Phoenix.
Orange County SC goal scored by number 7.
Beautifully done by Milan Olaski. Just, that is an elite finish. First, it's the little flick behind that was just really cheeky, but then Olaski being able to finish that ball one time from just inside the 18, that is such a difficult skill to master. He puts it away on the right side. Just really great technique on the finish, but hitting that one time is not easy to do. And he just did it masterfully, made it look so simple.
His 13th goal on the year, and how about in that buildup? It is McNulty and Brian Olaski that have the two touches that lead to Milan Olaski scoring the goal. The two subs that came on not even a minute ago. And now Orange County with a crucial goal here on the road.
Right as we were talking about, whoever comes on needs to try to provide a little bit of a spark, and that is exactly what happened. And it was just some good combination play too. Good hold-up play up in the attacking area, a couple of well-connected passes, and then Olaski, he is a player who is an elite finisher and showing exactly why with just that one-time ball low and away. So pretty. Quite the turn of events here on Phoenix's home field. They really started out strong in the opening moments of this match with the momentum.
Now they need to find something coming forward. Haven't had much going for them in this game from an attacking sense. That's Orange County's first goal, as we mentioned, since the second day of the month in that big win when they scored 5 goals against Las Vegas. 5-1 win on the road at Cashman Field. So that scoring drought is over after 3.5 games.
Interesting that it's the subs that end up coming in and making the difference. Gotta give a lot of credit to McNulty as well for just that little flick in behind that led to that next goal, but he's really good, and he just was at just shielding the defender, holding the ball strong, and then just a creative little flick behind that led to that goal.
That out for a goal kick.
So now that totally changes the complexion of this game as well, because now Orange County, as they go down the stretch of the second half, will have the opportunity just to possibly protect the lead. I mean, they can really sit in here down the stretch if they want to. They can allow Phoenix to possess as long as they don't break through forward.
Tough one there for Rios Novo to handle, but he gets rid of it. All he can do, though, is put it out of play. We can tell you the best play on a new Ford is at Sanderson Ford, Arizona's largest Ford dealership.
That is not a ball you want to be sending at your keeper. It had a bit of pace, and it was bouncing at him while he had an attacker running towards him. For Rios Novo, that's a difficult situation to be in. You have to be perfect on that first touch with the difficult ball bouncing at you. Luckily, he was able to collect it in time to send it away. Got to be careful and got to be a little bit sharper from this Phoenix defense.
McNulty still bouncing around. Phoenix just not able to get that out, but the referee will bring this back. It's a foul against Orange County. The USL is celebrating Hispanic Latino Heritage Month with stories, events, and more, bringing to life this special celebration across the league. Go to uslsoccer.com/Hispanic-heritage to learn more.
So Orange County, with 35 minutes left on the clock, still would like to pad the lead at this point. A 1-goal lead, far from a comfortable one against Phoenix on the road. Expect to see them continue to try to press, try to get a second until a certain point in time where that switch is going to flip, and I expect to see them starting to sit low and just looking to protect the 1-goal lead. Maybe 75th, maybe 80th minute, start to see that transition. But now they have everything going for them in terms of the momentum. And it wasn't a huge surprise because they came out really strong here in this second half, immediately applying a lot of pressure, getting balls forward into dangerous spaces.
King comes in for Arteaga. He couldn't keep it, though.
Phoenix has just not been able to find Arteaga all night, whether it be delivering that entry pass, line-breaking pass forward, whether it be crosses into the box. Just no one has been connecting with him especially well, and he is a player you need on the ball to get touches for this attack to be successful.
Here's Trejo and Armanakis. He couldn't keep it either.
Good recovery by Orange County. Their defense deserves a lot of credit because throughout the night they've been really good in transition, getting a lot of numbers behind the ball. There it looked like Phoenix was going to try to get forward in a counterattack situation, but suddenly Orange County had so many jerseys back, everyone was able to get back behind the ball. They've been good in terms of their structure so that when they lose it, they aren't immediately vulnerable in transition. So a lot of credit as well to Orange County for what they're doing with the ball. They're not getting stretched out too wide. They're able to have enough players behind the ball when they lose it that they aren't giving up any clear-cut counterattack chances. Seen it happen a couple of times when Phoenix is able to win it. They try to get forward, and immediately Orange County has a lot of numbers behind the ball and enough players who are compact that Phoenix can't break through into a dangerous area. So now the issue is for Phoenix. This is a team that likes to slow down the game. They like to possess. They're comfortable working it around their back line. But now they need a goal. They were able to come back in their last matchup to preserve the tie. Can they come up with that same performance? They're going to have to start to get forward and take more chances. Would like to see them play more direct balls and entry balls like they just did here.
Here's Trejo around Partida. The cross blocked away before it got to Formella. Here's Hernandez. And Trejo. Arteaga. It looks like it's going to be a foul. This will go Orange County's way.
Arteaga trying to turn the corner to get forward, just couldn't quite keep a handle on it, didn't quite have the right body position either. It did look like he committed a foul, making the contact there after he lost the ball. But a couple moments ago, Danny Trejo with just a beautiful move, and then it was a good look for him as he tried to send in the cross to Formella using the outside of his foot. Great skill, but it was well read by the Orange County defense as they were able to send it away.
Join Arizona's only professional soccer club as it goes head-to-head with New Mexico United at the team's new home. Visit phxrisingfc.com or call 623-594-9606 for ticket information.
And in the final quarter of this game, and Orange County getting on the board through Milan Alaski. Who else? His team leading 13th goal of the season. Coming in the 61st minute. And in that San Diego game, Ronaldo Damas finishing off a hat trick, scoring 90+6. And it should be a 4-1 win in the end. And a yellow card will go to Jose Hernandez here.
Hernandez coming in here and just clipping the arm. Looked like it was the arm-to-arm contact. Didn't make any contact with his feet, but certainly did with the arm, and that's what leads to the foul. Wasn't anything egregious, but certainly an appropriate call, and now Orange County is going to get another free kick just at the edge of their attacking third. Their set pieces, though, they haven't really been able to capitalize on. Neither team has had any really special set piece so far.
Comes in, again, the volley by Scott, deflected. And then cleared away out to midfield, but Orange County right back on it. Here's Zambrano.
Correction, no substitution for Orange County SC.
Phoenix not able to keep the ball and nearly slipped ahead for McNulty, who was just playing on the last shoulder of that defender.
Orange County's been doing a really good job defending Phoenix. While they do have the edge in possession, they haven't been able to get it into dangerous spaces often enough. The line-breaking passes or finding those spaces between the lines has been tough. Phoenix hasn't been able to get as many positive passes forward as they probably would have liked.
First two subs of the night coming for Phoenix Rising. Erickson Gallardo and Emil Cuello will be coming onto the fields. Panos Armenakis is coming off the field, and so is Manuel Arteaga, who just really couldn't make an impact to play here tonight.
So interesting. Arteaga just has really struggled throughout this match. Some of it has been him struggling to hold the ball, but also Phoenix in general just didn't find him a lot, which is unfortunate. Arteaga with 15 goals, 6 assists, a striker who can score, good at finishing, can get in on crosses, also has the vision to facilitate as well, and is really effective typically in the press. High work rate off the ball, but really couldn't do much of anything tonight.
Hernandez going to play this in behind, long run, and he won't get there. It runs out of play. Well, score your new career at Gateway Community College. With Gateway, you can achieve your dream career in less time and for less money. Get started at gatewaycc.edu.
There's a good step. But just the connection in the attacking third not on. Phoenix typically is much sharper in and around their 18 and in their final third.
All the way back to Rios Novo. No real threat there from McNulty. Traore, man, just too far out in front of him.
Once again, the connection's just not on for Phoenix Rising, especially in their attacking third. When they do get it up and they're able to get it into or around the 18 or into their attacking third, it seems like every time there's a pass that's not quite on line, that's not delivered exactly the way you want to see it. As there's a look at the live standings, and Phoenix is right in the hunt. They cannot afford to have an outing where they're not sharp in the attack.
What's crazy about that, it drops them all the way down to 6th spot. Colorado Springs has the advantage. Those two teams finished a 1-1 draw earlier this season. Of course, they faced each other on the last day of the season, but it's wins that right now has Colorado Springs ahead of Phoenix. And there would be a 3-point gap between Phoenix and then San Diego and Orange County. So they'd be going on the road right now to Orange County, which, of course, would be a pretty interesting one.
Really crazy just to see the standings flipping around in real time, because everything is still so up in the air and in the mix. But Phoenix, if they don't come out with even a point in this matchup, will be in a much more difficult position as they approach these final two matches.
Another foul against Phoenix. Last week they left it very late. Of course, it was Derek Formella to get that equalizer, 90+1. And there will be a sub coming for Orange County. It is going to be the end of the night for Kevin Partita, while Andrew Fox will be coming on. His first season with Orange County after spending 4 years with El Paso. And it will also be Cameron Dunbar coming on in the field, it sounds like. And Milan Alaski, his night is over, the goal scorer. Dunbar, the loanee from Minnesota United, has spent some time in MLS Next Pro as well after being acquired from the LA Galaxy setup, where he had spent 6 seasons, 15 goals though in the USL Championship. So 4 subs have now been used by Orange County.
Depth going to be super important, not just in this match, but down the stretch of the season. USL Championship season, it's a marathon, not a sprint. And going into the postseason, you've got to have players who can step in on the bench and not just maintain the level of play, but elevate it. You mentioned earlier how warm it is in Phoenix. Orange County also a team that plays in hot conditions, and even in September and October in those areas, it can be very hot. It can be tough for players to go the full 90. You've got to have subs that you can rely on who can come into the mix. You've got to have players in case someone gets hurt or someone goes out with a yellow card accumulation or something like that that can just step in and maintain the level, if not elevate it.
Well, and Andrew Fox just checked onto the field, and he's already picked up a yellow card, looked like for time wasting as he was standing over that free kick. As Phoenix come forward again here. Here's Danny Trejo, and this will deflect off into the corner. It's a corner kick coming, a Carvana corner kick. Carvana will drive you happy, proud sponsor of Phoenix Rising.
Hard to believe that's Phoenix's first corner kick of the match, that it took this long. They got to be more aggressive to try to earn more of these, but here they want to capitalize.
Quajo delivers, and that's not going to get it done. Couldn't get it by the first man, Scott. McNulty, that's really all he could do.
You've got to be able to send that corner in deeper into the area. You saw Orange County with the jerseys there on the near post. Typically, defenders are going to be posting up, ready for that ball if it is short. That's exactly what happened, but you've got to be able to send it deeper into the box. Phoenix finally earning their first corner of the match. They can't waste it like that with that type of strike. You've got to send it deeper into the mix to at least give one of your teammates a chance to send it away. Right there on that near post. Defenders are waiting, goalkeepers there. That's much tougher to try to put away. However, Phoenix was able to come back in their last matchup. You mentioned in stoppage time. So this match still far from over. But at some point right around the 80-minute mark, I'd expect Orange County to start to drop off and play in a deeper block.
This rolled in behind. On the turn, Dogman just keeping it alive. The cross, though, coming in. It's brought down. Brian Alaski. Alaski saved. Rocco Rios Novo keeps out Brian Alaski and keeps Phoenix down by just 1 goal.
This is just a brilliant save. First, good little hesitation, and this is a nice ball sent into the box. Now, Alaski, as he brings it down, it was a great first touch, but then he tries to recollect and actually makes the angle tougher for himself as he was trying to take the defender 1v1 and create a little bit of extra space for him to take the shot. I think he could have taken that hit after that first touch. He bounced it right onto his right foot and had a very, very quick opening, but you have to make the decision so quickly. He could have pulled the trigger.
Alaski rolls this forward. McNulty to the end line, just tries to chip this up, and it's taken by Rios Novo. And Phoenix out of the woods there. Now, can they get something going offensively? Look at the second half stats. Just 1 shot. It was not on target. They only have 4 in total with 1 shot on target, as looks like Fede Varela is set to check in, but he'll have to watch on as Owen Lamb comes forward. Lamb looking in field, a cutback pass, and Fuenmayor had that read expertly. Those cutback passes can always be so dangerous, and now it's a chance back the other way. This game's starting to open up as Formella retrieves. Brought back for Gallardo. Shot from distance, it was dipping and then bouncing out of play.
Once again, Orange County did an excellent job there with their transition defense. Somehow they got numbers behind the ball, despite the fact that they had a lot of numbers forward on the other end, as they just almost created another chance. Phoenix gets the ball the other direction, yet they managed to somehow thwart the transition opportunity. It was just a good job to get a number of players back behind the ball, to get into a good structure and shape to where they were able to protect the middle of the field, where Phoenix wasn't able to pull or to create an opening for a shot centrally until that shot from distance, but that's a difficult shot, and that's when you live with in a counterattack situation. But this Orange County team been very difficult to break down all night. Their defensive structure has been really good. They've been blocking up passing lanes. They've had a good shape, not just without the ball, but with the ball, to where they're very difficult to break down when they do lose it. And that's the sign of a complete team, an impenetrable team. Not just in a good defensive shape when you lose it, but when you have the ball is also super important in order to prevent transition chances from happening. Now here's Orange with a lot of numbers behind the ball.
Cross comes in, it's immediately cleared. We'll see what Fenny Varela can bring to this attack. There's 2 goals and an assist so far this year. Traore sends it in, the header is wide. That might be the best chance of the night for Phoenix, and John Stenberg can't believe he missed it.
That's just a great chance and a great cross in by Traore. He picks his head up, does a little hesitation, then curls that one in beautifully with his left foot, leading Stenberg as well. The placement is perfect on the cross. The timing of the run is good as well, but his hips just facing outside the frame of goal, and that's exactly where the ball goes. He's not able to turn his body as he's getting that head on it to put it on frame. He sent it the direction that his body was facing. But it was a great cross and in, just leading him beautifully while also not allowing it to get too close to the keeper, Shuttler, to where he was able to shut it down.
I know we talked about it earlier, the progression of Mo Traore this year. He's had a few assists, or he has 1 assist this year, but that left foot has gotten really good in serving balls up, and that was another good opportunity.
Well, that's an area where if a team is sitting in a lower block, I mentioned it earlier in the broadcast, that you can look to exploit on crosses, because a lot of times sitting in a lower block, teams will give you the wide areas, but this is getting a little bit testy here.
And Traore and Powers coming together. It looked like that was going to be a yellow card infraction, and now I wonder if Mo Traore might have gotten himself into the book too. So much on the line here tonight. We'll take a look at the whole sequence again here.
So here's the turn. There's the contact on the leg. Clearly trips him, clearly takes him down, but there's the follow-up contact that leads to that little scuffle. Powers brought down from behind by Traore. There's Traore with a little push, maybe tug of the arm as well, as you saw some contact there with his right arm out, and then he has some words after the fact, which is what leads to nearly a scuffle between these two teams. Luckily, things have settled down.
Dylan Powers does get the yellow card there.
Both teams, though, got to be careful not to earn a booking, or an extra booking at least, in terms of a pair of yellows leading to a red, or a red card situation.
Mo Traore was also booked there. So both number 5s getting yellow cards.
Yeah, not a big surprise. It looked like a retaliatory contact from Traore after the initial trip, that he purposely pulled him back, and that will lead to a card. Retaliatory action. But here with Orange County sitting in the lower block, they're going to give Phoenix Rising that space on the flanks. Can they get it?
Quajo! A stunner, a rocket, a brilliant goal to bring Rising level.
Speechless. What is there to say about the brilliance of this strike? First, Phoenix Rising does a good job to open up some space in the middle of the pitch by sending it wide. And then, my goodness, Golazo, strike of the year. This is just elite in the technique, the follow through. Everything about that goal was perfect.
Emil Cuejo, his first goal in a Phoenix Rising shirt, and he won't forget that one anytime soon, and neither will many of the fans in attendance tonight. What an absolute stunning goal. And Phoenix had to have something. We kept talking about it. You need a spark. That's a player coming off the bench and providing it.
Cuejo, my goodness, just the beauty of that strike. It was pure, it was clean. Everything about the technique was perfect. The follow through, kept his head over the ball, toe pointed down, just everything about it. And the fact that he was able to place that into the corner from that distance, that is a skill that is so difficult to master, especially in a pressurized situation like this, where you're trailing a goal, playoff hopes on the line. Very, very late in the game with just about 5 minutes to go when he struck that ball, to be able to hit it with that type of accuracy. Cuejo just absolutely stunning. And suddenly Phoenix has new life.
Trejo trying to come forward, and Scott is there to take it away. That is now 2 straight games that Phoenix have goals from substitutes. Here's Zambrano. Now, does Phoenix have thoughts about winning this? Fuenmayor, remember, Orange County has a game in hand. They'll play that game against Oakland on Wednesday. So they still have a chance to jump Phoenix regardless of what happens tonight. Maybe more pressure than on Phoenix to try to get the full 3 here.
Especially now that the momentum has totally shifted. That goal just breathed new life into this Phoenix team. Suddenly, just moments after the kickoff, they look re-energized, they look rejuvenated, they look ready to be on the front foot and on the attack, which is what this team has been lacking throughout this match. The possession has been exactly where it typically is, but there also has to be that extra level of urgency and perfection in the attacking third for this team to be successful. Possession is not going to necessarily lead to wins. They have to bring the next layer. And suddenly it looks like the level has been raised for Phoenix Rising. Could they find a game winner?
For Emil Cuejo, that is his first goal since last September. It's been over a year. He scored in the 3-1 loss when he was playing with Sacramento Republic against Louisville.
It's just mentioning how important depth is down the stretch of the season. There have to be subs who can come in and can make an impact. And now in these last 2 games, not just one, but 2 different players being able to come in and score goals in critical situations. That's what separates good teams from great teams. It's not just the starting 11. You have to have more players with talent.
McNulty, that was a pretty obvious one, pushing the pack. Behind the play, though, Fede Varela lost a shoe.
McNulty there, trailing the play, put his arms out, fairly clear. Watches this ball's played back. McNulty, 9 in orange, reaches his left arm out. The contact wasn't excessive, but enough to certainly result in the foul being called. Scott went to ground as well, which made it more clear-cut.
Final sub of the match for Morton Carlson in Orange County. It is Brent Richards coming onto the field to replace Kyle Scott. 3rd season with Orange County for Richards, an experienced USL Championship veteran. Starting his career with Portland back in 2012, then over 100 appearances with Reno. And trying to catch the keeper off his line, and they'll get a corner kick out of it.
How about that for a heads-up play? This Phoenix team looking totally different since scoring the equalizer. Now suddenly playing more aggressive. This is exactly what we were looking for earlier in the match, wanting them to take some chances. And suddenly they are. and it could reap the benefits here soon.
Carvana corner kick taken to the back post, headed wide. Darnell King gonna get his head to it.
Phoenix just showing that extra sense of urgency, more aggression. Why not take a chance from distance? Why not try to chip the keeper? It was a long shot, but led to something good happening in the corner kick, and then the corner kick could have potentially led to a goal. Unfortunately, the header just ended up being offline, but this Phoenix team totally rejuvenated here in the last 5-6 minutes.
Well, Phoenix will not be able to clinch tonight with a draw. They did get 2 of the 3 things that they needed to get, with Monterey Bay losing at San Diego, RGV drawing against Colorado Springs, but New Mexico, they ended up winning. So that's why Phoenix will not be able to clinch here tonight, and Orange County, they actually will be able to clinch here tonight because Monterey Bay lost. Oh, pardon me, they will not. See, there's so many things going on.
There's so
many.
many.
Because RGV ended up drawing, not losing to Colorado Springs. So neither of these teams will clinch anything here tonight.
It's very complicated because with the draw, a number of different things would have had to happen because there are so many teams in the mix in the West. Only the top 2 having clinched coming into the weekend meant just so many factors in play for either one of these teams to be able to secure a spot. But all you can control is the way you play. And right now, Phoenix has all the momentum. Just a couple moments ago, they had another nice press. That's a great win as well. Traore with that good 1v1 defending.
That's a giveaway. Trejo couldn't get back onto it. And Orange County, might they have the last say?
Since the game has opened up, both teams really looking to get forward with speed, utilizing transition chances. Feels like there could be one more coming.
Oh, great pass in behind. The centering feed, though, is blocked down by Fuenmayor. Corner kick coming for Orange County, almost midway through the minimum of 4 minutes.
That was just a beautiful ball slotted between the seams of this Phoenix back line, really just forcing the defense to make a difficult play. And throughout the match, Orange County doing a good job of earning these corners. Can they capitalize here and find a game winner? Can they put this away? Lamb has been on them all night long.
Lamb, the header coming in, and Rios Novo able to see this bounce out of play.
Not a bad ball sent in from Lamb. Good pace, good height. Orange County able to connect with it, but not quite to get enough on it. And also the placement just a little bit wide of the frame.
Cuejo fouled. Phoenix trying to go quick here. King. It's a foul against the Phoenix captain.
Interesting, just a couple moments remaining. Orange County taking their time putting this back in play. Despite the fact that they gave up a late goal, a 0.1 on the road against Phoenix isn't a bad result for Orange County. Team that had been shut out in their last 3 matches, scored a good goal, playing against a team with a chance to punch their ticket to the postseason in a difficult road environment, and they come away with a point.
They still have a game in hand against Phoenix, so that could vault them above Phoenix. Currently, Phoenix sitting in 4th. Orange County would be in 5th, as Phoenix, with this result, would hold the tiebreaker over Orange County. That could be crucial come the end of the season. As Richards with the long throw here. Fuenmayor got up for it. McNulty. And this will stay in play. Trejo trying to get it out. Referee, take a look at his watch here and bring this one to a close. The points are shared here in Phoenix. A hard-fought game between Rising and Orange County. 1 goal apiece, 1 point apiece late in this Western Conference.
With everything on the line for Phoenix and Orange County, this match came down to the wire. A lot of credit to this Phoenix Rising club. for 2 straight weeks, they're able to battle back and maintain the tie, earning the point after going down a goal. However, Orange County really took it to this Phoenix team early in the second half. They had a beautiful goal. Several players connected on it. McNulty, one Olaski, the other Olaski with a beautiful finish to put it away. Orange County able to end the streak of being shut out in the last 3 matches with a pretty goal. But this Phoenix team relentless, continuing to apply pressure, and then possibly the goal of the week. It's got to be, right?
Got to be. Tonight's save of the match is presented by Truly Nolan, and there weren't a whole lot of shots on target in this game overall, but when Rocco Rios Nova was needed, he made some big stops.
He's always in the right place at the right time, reads the game so well. Just a smart goalkeeper. Comes off his line at the right time. There he was able to cut the angle really well. Just able to force that one away from goal. Just a really good read from the keeper, and that's something he's done all season long. He did it all night long. Nothing he could have done on the goal that was scored. And this is another look at it because it was just beautiful. First it was McNulty who did well in hold-up play, holding off his defender. The little flick in behind, then Olaski to Olaski, and that finish was really well done.
We'll come back and wrap things up. Full time, 1-1.
Rising fans, spring is in the air and Circle K has what you thirst for. Stay cool with our famous Polar Pop Cups that stay cold longer. Fill your cup with your favorite flavor or mix it up to create your own. Or try our freshly ground iced coffee starting at just $1.89. While you're here, mix and match any 2 roller grill items, just 2 for $4. Check out these hot deals and cool down at Circle K, America's thirst stop and proud sponsor of Phoenix Rising.
How long have you been tracking our car's value with Carvana?
Just like 7 months.
Should we sell it?
We hold.
Hold.
Silver vans are going for more right now. Should we?
Our loan. We should.
Hold.
Depreciation's really heating up. You think? We just did 2.5%.
Hold. Now.
I'm on it.
Already sold to Carvana.
Go to Carvana and track your car's value today.
Wrapping things up here from 38th Street in Washington here in Phoenix, and what a game this turned out to be. 1-1 is the final score. The points are shared and things stand pretty much the same in the standings. We'll look at those in a minute, but first let's look back at our full-time highlights. Chances on both sides, and it was the substitutes combining, and then Milan Olaski. Who else?
The game really started to open up in the second half, but Orange County came out with a vengeance to start off the second half. McNulty with a nice little flick behind to Brian Olaski, and then the deflection ends up falling out to Milan, who just finishes this wall so well. One time to be able to strike that into the lower corner from the edge of the 18 is a difficult skill to master. He made it look easy and was able to put his team up 1-0 in the 61st minute.
And then this, just take it in. What a goal from Emil Cuejo that ends up getting a point in this for Rising.
Cuejo just sees the opening, and it's all about the strike. The technique on this is elite. He had the space around the middle of the pitch because of some good passing out to the wing by Phoenix Rising leading up to that, but that is just a brilliant individual effort. That type of technique, the accuracy, the pace from that distance, everything about that was perfection. Cuejo executing masterfully.
Now with the draw, Phoenix and Orange County sitting 4th and 5th, and it was a late goal from San Antonio that ended up in a 2-2 draw with Oakland. So Oakland has now moved into that 8th spot. You just got to keep your eyes on it all season long.
The head is spinning because we've been talking about all the different scenarios for either of these teams to clinch and advance. Every team is battling for every inch, every second, every point. This Western Conference is going to come down to the final match of the season for a lot of these teams, which means there is going to be a lot of fun soccer to be played here down the stretch.
For our entire crew and broadcast partner Kylan Mills, I'm Josh Eastern saying so long. Full time here from Phoenix, Rising 1, Orange County 1. Good night.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.